1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello and welcome to the morning meeting. It's January 7th, 9:22 a.m. Building Jomboy Media. Matty's here. Popular sweatshirt around these parts because that's like the best winter sweatshirt ever. I wore it yesterday. A lot of people wearing that one. I don't even know if we make it anymore, but it's so heavy.
I think we make it.
It was discontinued for a while.
Like,
such a heavy, comfortable sweatshirt. We haven't done this in a while, so it's just like a mailbag episode. It's been a while since I really just chatted.
Whose head is this big?
Ooh.
Look at this. It's down to my neck. I'm now looking up that sweatshirt on the shop. Otherwise, good. I guess I don't really know what to... Yeah, it's here. Oh, no, it's not. That's the other one. That's Ball Knower. Yeah, it's here. Jomboy Media logo, embroidered tie-dye hoodie. Red, blue, black. You have black and blue.
I have black and blue, yes. And I think I have another one.
Yeah, maybe we come out with a new color. Dark green. Patrick, if you're listening, I'll buy that. But yeah, I'm good. Excited for a little mailbag here. First and foremost, I know you were sick for at least part, but how are the holidays?
The Norovirus ran through.
Nora.
Yeah. Got like 30 of us. It was terrible. I didn't get it that bad. Some of us got a small strain, some got a big one. James, my son, the only one that didn't get it at all. Yeah. Yeah, so that's good. My holidays were good. I mean, it was too long with toddlers. Like after Christmas, that break. Having Christmas on a Wednesday was awesome at the beginning. And then after that, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then like that Monday being like, whoa, we still have 3 more days. Me and Katie are like, what do we do?
Hate to break it to you, but next year is 1 day longer.
Yeah, but I think the office will be open.
Oh, just the way it like lays out.
Well, we'll probably take off the Thursday, Friday,
right,
Monday, Tuesday, or whatever, then come back.
Okay.
Whatever it is, like fill out the week. But yeah, I didn't know. I should, if we do this again, I have to come back and work on Monday, and we have to figure out like some daycare stuff. We were just like, what do we do? Went to the movies.
Me too. Mufasa?
No, Moana 2. It was not good.
Heard it was bad.
Yeah, it's not good. No good songs, nothing. Bummer. But I'm very excited to get back to just like a normal schedule. I feel like I haven't been a normal schedule since I left for Australia.
Yeah.
I had 1 normal week in the last like 5 weeks.
Yeah, I feel like that's a sentiment going around with a few folks here. I've heard a few people say that. Yeah, happy to get back into a norm and get going as we go into 2025. First thing is Captain's League Ball and Play filming is this week. There was a practice.
Yeah. We haven't talked about, I feel like, warehouse on this show as much as we did last year because some people are trying to figure out the schedule. Like I was just reading the comments on the warehouse and they were like, when's the schedule dropping? And we are doing Captain's League and we're doing franchise again. The franchise, I'm writing like the first episode that will have all the details and that won't come out until February. But I want to like, this is why I wanted a website. I don't have time to do shit right now. I'm literally drowning in like to-dos, but I want to write out like a post on the website that has, thoughts behind what we're doing that we can share, and then like the tentative release dates so people have a place to go to find it. Because a lot of people on the comment section were asking for the schedule and all that. So I have to do that. I want to do that because you say Captain's League Ball and Play. Some people don't even know Captain's League is coming back.
That's on me.
You know what I mean? And and Ball and Play is the second one we filmed. So slap ball, Ball and Play, a news game, and then Blitzball.
Agree.
Yeah. We didn't do like a big announcement video this year for the whole warehouse.
Right.
Which maybe we could have, but I wanted to do the franchise one a little better. I wanted to do it all a little more creative.
Yeah.
But it takes time
to
figure that out. Yeah.
Well, we thank you all for listening, of course. Go down to the section below. Leave any comments for next week, questions that we can answer. While you're down there, press the like and subscribe button. That helps a ton. You are in the midst of putting out a breakdown or making a breakdown from college football, where there was an hour, 17-minute long editing out loud for that same breakdown. So that's another thing to check out on this channel if you haven't already. That actual breakdown is coming soon. But until then, hopefully, all soon's all relative. But until then, we're going to answer all the questions that we have not been able to answer over the past month or so, just with the crazy schedule. So thank you to everybody that left these. First up, Phil said, did 2024 Jomboy Media underperform, meet, or exceed your beginning of the year expectations in the realm of internals, channel growing, community building, etc.?
It was a really good year. It exceeded in a lot of areas. And then other areas like there's some learnings or some pivot points, but for the majority, like really well. As a business, as a company, we did incredible. Like we hit our revenue goal that we set for ourselves. We solidified the leadership team. Like Courtney has done a phenomenal job. I feel like 2023, Courtney came in as COO, and cleaned up all the messy sloppiness from being a startup with no structure and no just winging everything. And then you get so big that you kind of gotta become a real company. So like she just had to right the ship and clean everything and get reorganized to get to like a place where now we can add. Like that's what we said. We can't add any more until we get in order. And then 2024, she was able to build out the teams and the structure and the organization and the flow of the, back end of the whole company really well. Where like we're in a great position, and we were able to in the second half of the year, like use that to go tackle big things. So we hit our revenue goal, which is great. And we also diversified how we got to that goal, which was another, even if we didn't hit our goal and we just like kind of repeated 2023, I know, other people might not agree, but from my perspective, if we were to the revenue number was the same, but it was more diversified. It was more blue chip brands. Mm-hmm. It was everything else that came. I'd be like, hey, that's still great. It's still improvements amongst the revenue, but we did all that and grew revenue, which makes sense. But from that perspective, it was good. And then Fanatics Fest, being part of that was getting tapped on the shoulder to be part of that was great. Distribution of warehouse games was really nice. There was a lot of good things. And then obviously we had a playoffs where if you're in the baseball world, you should do really well because it was Yankees Dodgers and everything ticked up and we were able to tackle that. And then a lot of other stuff is growing really nice. And my saying that I've always said of like, turn your peaks into plateaus was cool for me to look at Talkin Yanks.
I've seen the same thing over the past month. I agree.
Did you see I slacked it to Talkin Yanks? Because obviously they go on a World Series run. They're playing the Dodgers. Talkin Yanks grows. We live stream, and it boosts.
Yep.
And it can very easily, you lose all of that and just go back to where you were.
Yeah.
And that would be just like a peak on the graph. But turn in plateau, because I was looking at the episode that we did recently to see the comments, and I saw the view number, and it was a 2 out of 10, and I was like, whoa, after like 10 hours, like wait, what? And Talkin Yanks is, I think Talkin Baseball is the same, and Baseball Today is doing doing really well. But that was cool to see. So I have the data. In 2022,
mm-hmm.
December and first step of January, so kind of dead of winter. 2022 on YouTube averaged 21K, 2023 averaged 25K, and 2024 averaged 40.
And that's last season was like Soto and like there was stuff.
So 2022, the biggest episode was Aaron Judge's Yankee for Life, and that was 34K.
And
we've had 3 episodes already bigger than that this year, and one of them was what's the first base plan? Like just kind of like a nothing episode.
Yeah.
So our peak from 2 years ago is like our average now, and that doesn't even count all the podcast audio downloads. So which is a large chunk, like even doubles it sometimes.
Yeah.
So that was cool. So yeah, I think there's always shit to learn from, and we gotta get better at it, or change, or pivot, or just get ahead of curves, or not keep innovating. But I think everyone looks back at 2024 and says, on the whole, it was a very successful year.
Agree. Yeah, I think those 2 most recent eps are like really speak to what you're talking about. What is the first base plan 41K? Did the Yankees get better after losing Soto 56K? Like those are just filler episodes in the grand scheme. They're not like, this is what we're talking about, this just happened. So that's really good, really cool.
Yeah, and the impressions also, average impression, so like the algorithm, is 242K in 2022 and 425 in those months, which is cool to see the algorithm pushing baseball in December. That's like, doesn't happen.
Yeah, could mean for a really big March, April upcoming.
Yeah, hopefully that'd be awesome.
Yeah. And that, I feel like this is just across the board. Like you said, talking baseball today. I feel like Wake and Jake has been a constant like uptick in terms of
Giants
average.
also. Did that stay as the Giants continued to be bad? I know throughout the season.
Yeah, we switched to live streams more on that channel right after games. And then they had their big like fire the GM and coach, and that went really well. And yeah, it just upticked as the Giants have been bad, which we've seen that a little bit on like a Talking Yanks will get bigger as they're bad.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Justin got fake mad, just for lack of better words though, because in the creator meeting yesterday, we were like, what are the New Year's resolutions for each of your teams? And Penix was like, to be watchable after October. But then I was like, well, if they go 0-17, like you're probably looking at a massive ep. He was like, do not say that. Like, I cannot do that.
It's true though.
Yeah.
No, we don't want that. They had a great playoff party, remember?
I know. But what feels more likely?
I have no idea.
Neither do I. Speaking on my ass. All right. Let's pivot over to answering some warehouse questions because a few people left them. Brian, how did Captain's League and Franchise League perform versus your expectations? So a little bit of first question just into warehouse brain. Was there a specific sport or tournament that performed better than you expected?
I think the findings from the warehouse this year, let's see.
Shorts still work, meaning when we do a short.
Yeah, but they didn't promote our shorts so much. So warehouse this year, 2 different thoughts. Execution from us, content we made, editing team, filming, production, every aspect of the making of and creation was smooth. It was, we got to a place of rinse and repeat. We wanted to be there. We front loaded a lot of the filming before the season started. Then it got lighter. We didn't like botch any. There was no big miscues on like, oh fuck, we didn't record that camera, which we had run into a lot last year. The schedule was spaced out. Everything went very, very smooth and fun. And I think the product was great. Like I think Floorball 3 was the best tournament we've ever had as far as camaraderie end games go. Blitzball Battle 5 we made the defensive, like, was really good. I like that. Blitzball Battle 4 wasn't my favorite tournament of ours or product. The games were really long and we kind of lost, like, I don't know what we lost. It just seemed like mojo was, the juice of it wasn't the same. I thought that came back. I think we're going to try and get that even more. Well, all that to say that for personally, as like the executive producer, director, whatever the fuck my title is, of Warehouse, I felt like I put myself in that set it, forget it, rinse and repeat, and someone needs to be constantly checking in, innovating, changing, talking on their mind. And by the time we got to Blitzball Battle 5 and in the middle of filming it, and we started talking about like potential changes in the future, and I was like, wish we had all these conversations earlier. And then when, we have more plans this year that have got me excited about the Warehouse that I wish I did last year. But last year in the summer, it got crazy. And then, the whole baseball season, just like rinse and repeat. So this year, I'm trying to work out of the Warehouse Fridays as often as I can, even if we're not filming or doing anything, just being there. And I really want to make sure I have time to put towards Warehouse to like make changes or pivot or just build it so the marketing's better. Like Blitz Battle 5, we scrapped the entire promotion that we had done before and changed it, which I really thought was just good to get like fresh ideas and concepts. So for me, that's how I look back on the year. Like we executed everything. We sold distribution. The product was awesome. People are watching on Bally's. Like the Brewers clubhouse says it's on in their clubhouse, which is hilarious. And people just like see it and notice it. We have other companies reaching out in talks about, further distribution or like the next contract for like, it's got a lot of steam and a lot of fun. And I'm excited for next year. Then the other thing is the algorithm for that channel is just April, May, June. Like Brian asks, any sport tournament that performed better than you expected, you'd say slap ball performed better. But if you look at it over the years, whatever tournament we post in April, May, June is going to perform the best. And we could invent the game that's no one ever heard of called slap ball, and it'd be our B league, and that's going to do the best because that is when, if you look at the impressions, the YouTube algorithm says, this is when this channel's good. It's baseball adjacent. Promote it. So I think we've always kind of debated, do we just put a weaker one there and get it big and then put Blitzball Battle, which is our like flagship, at a different time because that should outdo the impressions. And we did that with Blitz last year with both of them, I think. Like we did Blitzball Battle in Q1 and Q4, which are our weaker quarters because those aren't baseball summer seasons. And I think this year we're saying, no, like let's, across the whole company, which there's questions later, it's like make the big bigger.
Yep.
So like next year, Blitzball Battle is going to come out in April? Maybe
Off
April.
the top of my mind.
Within that window. And then we have to do other stuff in the other months to promote it and market it and do more because it's not when the algorithm helps us.
Majority April. Going into May.
Yeah.
Leaked.
We just leaked the schedule.
That was leaked. What is there any example of something that, you said, we were talking during BB5 and I wish we did it beforehand. Is there an example that's not spoilery that is like, yeah, this, look forward to this?
Let me see. Not spoilery. One is just like playing the personalities more and having more like fun with the personalities. Like I thought all the Trev episodes were the best because he's playing the heel and people might not like it, but I think people that understand it like enjoy it. And like that Nikki and Trev game was so tense in the room. And I just really need to tell everyone, like, guys, that every time we have an episode that's like the most like talked about or loved or like remembered, it feels weird in the room. That's how it goes.
Yeah, that was BB3 a lot.
BB3 felt weird in the room a lot.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Like you just need to be able to laugh at that. Like Trev is like, what? Like we're fucking joke. Like he doesn't care at all. Other people just go, oh, are they really upset? It's like, well, kind of. So what? So but then also just like reality showing, not in a bad way, but like doing more character stuff. Most of the changes I don't want to spoil, like just a little, because they're really silly or dumb. Nothing's major.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Some things there are some major changes.
Okay.
But as far as like gameplay and stuff, no. Unless I'm blanking on some.
Cool. All right, let's go through these next two warehousey questions. Rowdy asked, one of his questions was, on a full warehouse day during a franchise tournament, how long do those days last? If the video for a game is an hour, how long does it take in real life?
Yeah, so a warehouse day is 4 games a day for days 1, 2, and 3. So the first day is the first 4 games. The second day is the next 4 for the regular season. Day 3 starts the playoff bracket where you have your 4 quarterfinals, and day 4 is your semifinal, and championship. So only 3 games that day. Day 1, there's a lot of like prep and stuff beforehand, so it's probably the longest day. Maybe day 1 and day 2 are the longest days. We get there at call times usually like 8 for players a.m. First game's at 9 a.m. And then what's the schedule? 9 a.m., 11 a.m., lunch, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah. We probably have a Google sheet that has the run time and then the edit time. Usually the edit's a little shorter.
Yeah, but not like drastically.
Yeah, but like that game 9 between Trev,
really
between Lovias and Forgotten Rotten, we had a leak in the. It was raining out, or the air conditioning like AC, backed up. The AC backed up in the tech room, so there was like a 15-minute break.
Yeah,
you know, sometimes a light has fallen and we have like a 10-minute break, or there's tech stoppages.
Yeah.
And then there was like, so that game was long. It was 1 inning. But that's what we would really are trying to cut down on, is like, there's the length of the edit. We can control that. We can like, make things quicker in between innings or longer in between innings, or give you more at the end. We trying to control the length of the game is harder in actual time, because it gets draining and the crowd kind of loses steam. That's why floorball always has the most energy, because it's 5 minute. There's a clock. It's 5-minute periods, and they're easier to plan the day around and all that, because you're like, yeah, this game's not going to go longer than this. It's going to be pretty close. Yeah. So the defensive fielder was in part take away cheap hits, also let pitchers throw strikes and move the game along a little quicker, and it worked. The pace of play and runtime was much better, I thought.
I agree. 62 asked a question here. The job Jomboy posted is like 3 different jobs, and the pay seems low for the location and amount of work required. Okay. How did you guys come up with this job description?
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that are, if you are not interested in the job, do not apply. We've got a lot of applicants that have applied that are really qualified, and we're going through them, and it's fun. But we're starting an adjacent warehouse channel that is going to be more one-off videos, not tournaments. I thought of this maybe a year ago and wanted to put it into play. It's probably going to come out April, in that window, where we'll debut it. And it's going to be called Warehouse Challenges. And there will be different themes. Like, we're actually filming the first one in 2 weeks, where we're creating the sport that will be the 4th sport for Captain's League. And we're going to make a video. Like, we have 1 day to create a sport. And then I already scripted the whole video. Not scripted, I mapped out the structure. So first act, second act, who the hosts are and all that. And then we're going to do like trick shot videos, like, putting the pitching machine on the balcony or hanging a window. How many times will it take to break this window? Like, kind of like YouTube-y stuff. I always say the Warehouse Games is edited like sports and TV. It's a series. But I think it would rising tide lifts all ships, whatever. We needed another channel that can, like, these videos can go fetch, 500K views and one-time viewers because they're lighter to watch. But we use our personalities from the Warehouse Games. We collab with other people around the sports, because we've had people that want to collab with us, be it leagues, teams, just creators in the warehouse that were like, we don't have, unless you want to come play for 4 days, we don't have a window or an avenue here for just like simple one-off collaborations. So we wanted to create that. I want someone to come in that has like done this before, that is going to fully take charge of this channel. And, it's the same as, it's not 3 jobs in one. That's just the world of the internet, or like a media company online. Like, if this was Hollywood, I don't know. It's just a different way of thinking. Like we're going to be part of the shooting, editing, putting it together. I saw people upset about this, but the internet just hates jobs all the time.
I haven't seen this, but this is every YouTuber has, like, if you're just a big YouTube channel, will have one person do. Yeah, it's very. I've never even thought of it otherwise.
No, it's just because there's not a term for like here. It's like people think the old whatever. It's you're running the channel, your schedule. Like we're coming up with ideas. We have the talent, but it's awesome because a lot of people love the freedom there and the control, and so it's very common, like you said, like if you're in the YouTube world, to have someone who is this role. I want someone very senior because they're going to be working with a lot of different people, bringing a lot of different concepts and ideas. I want it so me, Jake, Jack, Zoe might not even be around or in the videos. Like it's, other creators from the warehouse or just one of us. And someone is like, I got it. I'm going to take this. I'm going to run with it. I've done this before. People were like, and they got to post to social media. No, every editor clips stuff out for socials. That's great. That's part of the job. But you post a job listing, people get upset.
Yeah.
They want you to hire 3 people. And then if it doesn't make money and you got to let go of someone, then
that's a bigger problem.
Then that's sucks too.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump over to other job.
Well, we have a lot of good applicants, which is like awesome. We got to go through them more, but I'm very excited.
Hunter asked, and there's been a switch on Talkin Baseball, and I know a bunch of people have noticed. Did Rob replace BBD permanently on Talkin Baseball? I'm sure he's a busy man, but just curious.
Yes, and someone asked, what's BBD's role on Talkin Yanks? So kind of producer questions. And this is, I mentioned it earlier, as a company, this year, we realized we really need to take care of the main things, got to be the main things. So like make what's big, bigger. And I explained this in like an editor meeting or a creator meeting. I forget, one of the meetings with the whole creative side, when I kind of like let people know why we're thinking this is forever. The company has been like not putting a ton of resources into our biggest properties because they're doing well. Like, and for Talkin Yanks, Talkin Baseball, me and Jake were on, we would kind of like produce and with BBD, but like, we were definitely in the mix and coming up with ideas or doing research and all that. And for breakdowns, I had no help for a long, long time because I was just doing them. And then it gets to a point where it's like, and then we're putting resources to grow all these other shows, and some have grown and so others haven't. And now it's like, wait, hold on. We have some of our best guys or just bigger people on this than this. And then I start drowning or like we get busier. So it was just, hey, we can't not take care of the big things. Talkin Yanks, Talkin Baseball are huge properties. And we as the properties grow, the role that the editor and producer has gets bigger and gets like more involved. And as, Jake and I are doing so much and busy, like BBD has stepped up and done more of the planning out the episodes, coming up with the ideas. BBD was doing that for like 4 different shows. So we're basically saying, let's put all focus on one show. And then Rob, who's crushes it, he's done Rose Rotation, Things You Missed. He's take over Talkin Baseball. And that way there's just more like someone saying, I got this. Like I'm going to spend majority of my time doing this, where it wasn't possible. BBD was doing like so much. So that's just part of restructuring, that it's not, it's just to better take care of the properties, like a sole person, being like, this is me. But BBD and Rob help curate the episodes. Dalton does Talkin Baseball. BBD does Talkin Yanks on like notes and then recording it. So all the live production, getting it out on podcast feeds, YouTube, sending it to social team, making sure the ads get read, all that stuff that producer editors do. And I want to start integrating more like social posts that are just like quick hitters, like nothing. Like,
and
like
you
BBD
started
did
doing
it.
on Talkin Yanks.
Yeah. I just responded some questions, posted that. I want more of the show on the social feeds. The social team has to make clips from each episode. They have ads attached, so they got to go get big views. And a lot of times that's like hot take stuff, or that's the crazy thing we said, which at times those are the things where people might respond and be like, I don't want to watch this show. Like, you guys just say shit like that. And then I'm like, so it's up to me, Jake, BBD, Jake, Trev, Rob, to share the like fun, more welcoming.
Right.
It's not going to get a crazy amount of retweets. It's not going to get like everyone with their opinion in the response.
Yep.
But it's just like fun. The vibes are more fun and silly, which we got to do. We got to cover both bases.
And then there's another producer question down here. What's the arrangement of the compound with JM? What are producer Tom's other roles?
Producer Tom helped build Warehouse games with me. He is just with Compound now as their producer, like with them. He left the company, I don't know, a little bit ago, like friendly terms, just life decision, but stayed with Compound dudes, and they're with us. So it's kind of like so that's like, yeah, sure. If you want to keep doing it, sure. Send it in. Like, it's all good over there. Compound's fun. And then was it like what was the question? What's the relationship? It's like a contracted show. Yeah.
Jumping down, as we have a few minutes left here, Austin asked, Colin and Samir recently had an episode talking to Spotify's CEO discussing their new initiatives to bring more video-first creators to the platform. Do you think Spotify could be successful in becoming a larger player in the video space? Will we start seeing any of JM podcast lineup have video on Spotify?
They're doing that again?
Yeah. Yeah, so Spotify...
They did that with Caller Daddy and Joe Rogan and Dan
Emma
Lebitard.
Chamberlain.
Dan Lebitard, right?
Yeah, Emma Chamberlain does it too. It's not exclusive though. Like anybody can.
So why would you pay to watch on Spotify when you can get it for free on YouTube?
It's more so like if you happen to already be a listener to Talkin Baseball on Spotify and you don't ever interact with the YouTube, this is just a chance to open it with, open the app and see the video too. I think that they are also launching like shorts on Spotify to like attract people to shows, and on your main Spotify feed, there will be like a short section, and it'll be like podcast clips, and then you can go watch the full episode.
But you have to pay for Spotify.
Yes.
Right? Am I wrong?
No, you have to pay for, I mean, you could do Spotify free version, and it's...
And is that the same as YouTube? You just have ads? That's same as if you don't pay for YouTube? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube's pretty big. Are they trying to take down YouTube? I thought they were trying to take down like Apple Podcasts. Like way back when I heard they were trying to be the Netflix of podcasts. But then COVID happened and podcasts became video, and YouTube is now the Netflix of podcasts.
I think that they're just trying to follow YouTube, but
okay.
I also, having spoken directly to them, there's no correlation. They say there's no correlation in more listenership if you upload the video. So as of now, no, we have no plans on uploading the video.
Oh, okay.
I would be curious in using the shorts if that actually attracts more audience. That's just brand new. So we'll learn about that. But just uploading the video currently has no, like, this is a direct correlation to get more listenership. All right, a little softball for you here from Cheeser. Crunchy or smooth peanut butter?
Crunchy, because I'm an adult.
Okay.
Matty probably likes smooth. He's got a child's appetite.
Yeah, that's true. Jumping down to 2025. Merrick is a returning listener to the show. Hello, Merrick. Are you guys planning on going to Fanatics Fest 2025? Also, week 7 of Asking for Jake on morning.
We are doing Fanatics Fest, I believe.
It's also my belief.
My belief is, yes, we will be doing Fanatics Fest 2025. It's in June this year.
I think so.
And week 7 of Asking for Jake on morning. Nice. Sure. I mean, if I'm not here and Jake wants to sub in, if I'm here, Jake's usually also doing shows.
Yeah.
I've been really craving JJR to come back. We'd have to cancel a lot of other shows, but I've just been craving that for a long time. It seems impossible for Jake and I to have that much time.
In what way? Daily or weekly?
Once a week. Just Jake and I talking.
Yeah.
Like little things happen in my life, and I think, oh, this would be fun to tell Jake, and I'm like, oh, we don't have a platform for that anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like we could carve out 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, I don't know if he's into it. I wanted to do a weekly dumb as
long.
We film a long
Yeah.
thing. You know, we have tons of topics. Zach gets his tighter section that he punches up, and then we could post it on Jomboy Jake TV. But that didn't get voted on.
We need to have a vote.
Well, I suggested it. No one wanted to do it.
Oh, it's already got voted down.
Yes, voted down. Because it's too much. Zach doesn't want all that to edit, which I understand. But I was like, there's a window there where we're sitting and just chatting. And it's just Monday, so it's like, how was your weekend? But yeah, I have been craving that. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen.
I feel like we could hash it out. One of the last questions here from Albeamy. A lot of upvotes, huh? 36.
Wow.
Will we see some of the old shows in the offseason, missing GeoGuessr, Codenames, Office Vlogs, and City Tours? A lot of JJTV-esque stuff there.
Yeah. Don't think so. GeoGuessr, maybe. Subathon, January 23rd.
Oh, yeah, that's public. Yeah, we're doing a subathon January 23rd.
Codenames, no. Office Vlogs, no. City Tours, no.
Maybe.
What? Maybe?
I feel like that's an if sold type thing.
I'd need to get into a really good rhythm of time. Like I said, I am desperate for more time. So,
Tampa City Tour?
Yeah, we could do that. We're planning I'm trying to make a very small trip to Tampa for spring training. More like just me and Jake and Joe's go get chummy with people and do like a little vlog, but nothing big, in and out. But we could do a little Tampa tour. Yeah, I'd love to do all that stuff, man, but we're just too busy, man. With breakdowns needing to be long now to do well, and me enjoying making the long ones, I don't know.
I skipped over one question. We'll finish with this. It's 13 Stead asked, how do you keep all of your creators happy? Getting them to create stuff for your collective channels, is it as simple as contracts, or is there more of a collective buy-in?
I hope they're happy. Yeah, I mean, we really look for people that fit the collective buy-in mold. Like they have lots of lanes to do stuff here, and they seem hungry to do more and to work with other people. I mean, that's how you're gonna grow. That's how we can best help you grow, and that's how like your next contract will get, bigger or more broad or include more. So a lot of people come and the contract is like start these shows, and then when we re-up, when we have, it's okay, now it's actually this is the focus and this is the focus. And all that, like, look at Rose. Yeah, Rose rotation was the first thing. Now it's warehouse, and baseball today is like the biggest daily thing.
Yep.
And that has grown so well.
Yep.
And warehouse wasn't even, something, but now. So Yeah, I mean, you have to want to create and try new things. And I think there's a lot of freedom to create stuff. It's just once it gets successful, then you get on a sales calendar. Yeah. And like, as a creator, I know the feeling. It's like, oh man. So you got to be able to tackle that. Like I want to just, like I say, I want to just do things for fun sometimes. And we still have avenues that are like that available for me, like guts, you know what I mean? That could be cut like from mine and Jake's time all the time, because it's not like it's not cash cow. It's not an A show for us, like a D show. You're talking Yanks, talking baseball, breakdowns, things you missed, weekly dumb. But we love doing it. It brings value to our like moods and life, and it's fun. And we have like an audience that is, well, not huge. It's very community. And very like fun, like the comments on Guts episodes. I was just showing Zach yesterday. Like, this is so awesome that they're so into this. So there are shows. This show brings different value where I'm letting people in to the mind of the company and like the thinkings and the why and the where, which I think allows you to be more engaged with us and understand what we're doing. And for people that I was able to know that this route existed because other companies were very transparent with how they operated. And I thought that was very valuable. And I love behind the scenes, director's cuts, DVD commentary. Like, I love all that stuff. I've always taken value of it. So I think that this is for people that also enjoy that. Agree. So that stuff keeps me happy as a creator. It's like, hey, I need stuff that I can just do for fun.
Yeah.
But also I have to hit my fucking targets and goals. That's a good thing. Keeps my job going. All right. I got to go to Talkin Yanks. 4 minutes late. Luis Arraez. It's official that we're going to talk about him. See you later. Goodbye.
You scared me in the office yesterday because you were pranking Joe's or whatever by saying like Luis Arraez for Stroman. And I was walking out of a room and heard that. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But no.
I'm going to open Talkin Yanks with that.
Go ahead.